Let's move on. Next, easy hint for you. Enemies of the pod.
Oh, we have so many of them. Oh no.
There's only one Western
There's only
Conference
one
team
way. Well, I mean, for now.
for
We,
now.
well, we've
Yes.
got two of them probably.
Who's the second one?
Well, one of them is the team we're about to talk about, Minnesota,
Yes,
and the other
correct.
one's probably St. Louis.
I don't know. I feel like we were pretty kind to them in the St. Louis episode.
St. Louis episode, yeah, but every single TikTok I've made has been slander. So
That's true. You do every MLS minute, you do slander them.
as it should be, by the way. Well, let's talk Minnesota.
Uh,
Let's talk
all right,
Minnesota.
let's talk Minnesota. Let's talk. Well, we will talk about St. Louis at some point. Minnesota this season are 3-2-1, fifth in the Western Conference. Top player, honestly, even though they're playing well, was not super easy. I went with Kervin Arriaga.
Samesies.
Mid. Oh wow, I didn't expect that, but he was rated well in both sites. Another one of those midfielders. He's actually the top rated one in who scored. And on Sofa, he is the fourth highest rated. So I think he's been playing really well for them in the midfield. He's actually got a goal as well, uh, helping Minnesota to play way above what I'm sure many expected for them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this team was relying on Will Trapp as their real CDM for a long time.
They still kind of are. He's
They
got
still kind of
400
are, but
minutes.
but they're balancing it now, right? It wasn't just Will Trapp anymore. Now they're balancing it, which helps things along. But I mean, there were other options there, but I couldn't take them because they beat Red Bull, so I couldn't pick a lot of these guys.
Okay, fair enough. Who is your most impressive player?
Mender Garcia. Um, yeah, 24 years old, new signing this year, two goals in just about 300 minutes. Really acclimated to the league well, and think that he did really well getting himself into the team early and how do you like gelling with them, right? Yeah, signed just August of 2022, so um, hasn't been with the team super long, but you know, really kicking off right now and showing that he can hold it in this league. So good on him.
Cool. I've got Miguel Tapias, the center back.
Nice.
First year in MLS so far. Um, he is the top second highest rated player on Who Scored, top rated player on SofaScore, and Minnesota right now has been fantastic defensively, and that to me is the reason why they're in fifth. They have conceded only 5 goals so far this season. They've scored 7, which is okay. It's about average in the West. So the reason that they're here in fifth is because they've been playing really well defensively, and I think Tapias is one of, if not the largest contributor to that. So
Yeah,
highly impressive for him to come in first season and just easily integrate like this.
absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Least impressive player. I hope I don't cause more enemies with this one. I've gone with Dane Sinclair.
Who?
Dane, even though I
Who?
just talked about how good they've been defensively.
Talking about Dwayne?
Um, yeah,
My boy Dwayne?
I think his season so far, just compared to what we've seen him capable of, has been a little bit disappointing. I think the defensive record that they've had has been a lot of what the defense and the defensive midfield has been able to do. Let me pull up some numbers so I can actually back this up. But Dane has faced 13 shots on target this season, so not much. And he has saved 9 of them. So he's got a 69% save percentage.
Nice.
Um, he's got 2 clean sheets on the season, but like I said, I think that was mainly the defense considering he's only faced 13 shots. So he's facing on average less than 3 shots a game. So he hasn't had a lot to do. And his favorite stat, the PSXG plus minus, he was one of the best in the league in this last year at 6.9. He's a minus 1.4 so far this season. So it's just well below what he was doing last year. So for me, while I don't think he's a bad player, nor do I think he's having a bad season, I just don't think he's playing nearly at the level that he's capable of.
Good job, nerd.
Thanks.
It was a good stat. Good comparison. I've got Joseph Rosales in there. I think again, this one is least impressive. Grace doesn't like it. Grace heard you talking bad about Dwayne St. Clair, and
Listen,
she was
Grace
like,
came
"I'm
up
not
when you
having
said Joseph Rosales. I think she's a big Joseph Rosales fan.
it." So definitely expected a little bit more out of him. Now again, Ariaga's playing very very well, but I expected him to rotate in a bit more and be more impactful. And he just kind of when he plays, he's about 150 minutes this year. When he plays, it's just kind of eh, right? He doesn't make that impact, and I think that's what he was brought in for was to be the next guy, but he hasn't shown that he's at that ability yet. At least from the numbers. Again, I don't watch Minnesota. I like exciting things like watching paint dry and grass grow and things like that. So,
I
yeah,
like it.
just think
Keep the
he's
toxicity.
he's underperformed a little bit.
Yeah, I think I can't remember exactly, but I want to say maybe both of us had him in our predicted starting 11 for them too. And now he's kind of barely been in the picture so far.
Yeah, I think I had him bumping Will Trapp, but Will Trapp is everlasting.
Yeah,
He
he
is
is
eternal.
inevitable. He is inevitable, and you will never get rid of him. All right. So then overachieving, underachieving. This should be probably a pretty easy one. 100% they've been overachieving what we expected for them. No Reynoso, we expected no party, but so far they have been playing super well. Uh, got themselves in fifth place, way higher than we were expecting. I had them 11th, so definitely doing way better than I thought they would. We'll see if they'll be able to keep up this level of success. I kind of doubt it, but maybe that's just me being a Minnesota hater.
Yeah, 100% overachieving. This is the worst team in the league. I mean, they were supposed to be dead last. Winning a game, shocking, right? No, no, of course. Definitely overachieving. I think with the Reynoso absence is the biggest focus there, right? I mean, kind of crazy the fact that uh, without their best player, their playmaker, the guy who made everything click for them, they're punching that high above their weight. And I should clarify, they didn't actually beat Red Bull. They tied Red Bull, but still unacceptable. Um, so yeah, like I said, my worry and the reason why I don't think this is sustainable is they're 3-1, 3-1-0 away from home. There's 0-0-2 at home. They haven't won a game at home yet. And as Red Bull New York has shown, your home record is very, very important. Your away record, not so very much. So they're going to have to figure that out relatively soon. But yeah, just worried that that form there tells me eventually that'll level out and they'll drop down.
Yeah, I agree. Question for you. I guess we kind of just spoke about it. You could tell me if you want to add anything else. I said, is this team overrated at the moment?
No, no, I wouldn't say they're overrated. By the way, I don't think anybody rates. Let me rephrase that before I get attacked. I don't think anybody rates them as a like they should be where they are. I think everybody right now is kind of like, wow, I can't believe they're there, expecting to fall off. Right. So I wouldn't say they're overrated. I think they're just punching above the belt.
I think I came up with this question because I was listening to 360 and I was listening to Extra Time, and I feel like consistently week in week out they were talking about like Minnesota's one of the best teams in the West. They took down St. Louis. They're battling up there. They're a team you don't want to face right now. And the way they were hyping it up, I thought Minnesota was like second, third in the West. And then I checked and I saw that they were fifth. I mean, granted, they have a game in hand, but I just feel like this team was definitely painted better than they've actually been playing so far. Not that they've been playing bad. They're fifth. They're in a playoff spot. But I thought they were like tearing the league apart the way that they were talking about it. And I mean, they just got beat by Chicago last weekend, a team that neither of us were high on at the
Hey,
start of the season.
don't you hate on my boys in Chicago?
Listen, you want to pull up what your prediction was for them? I don't think I'm the only hater.
Sixth.
You had them sixth?
At
Is this
some point,
2022?
at some point I did.
Yeah, in 2022. All right, we're going on a tangent. Let's
Yeah.
move on. We need to stay on track.